Good morning, everyone. This is the news for Tuesday, June 24th. A ceasefire brokered by President Donald Trump between Iran and Israel is already on thin ice. Israel says Iran broke that truce, accusing it of firing missiles early this morning, missiles Israel claims to have intercepted. Iran denies that attack and warns of retaliation if it is provoked. Hours before Trump announced the parameters of that deal, Iran launched a missile strike on a U.S. military base in Qatar in retaliation for those American bombings of its nuclear sites over the weekend. News Nation's Brian Enton reports from Doha.
18 of the 19 were shot down by the missile defense systems here in Qatar that are part of the Qatari government and also U.S. defense system. About 20 miles behind me is that massive U.S. military base, the biggest in the Middle East, about 10,000 soldiers. So certainly this could have been much, much worse. They just reopened the airspace here in Qatar. Much of it certainly felt very performative, felt like almost like a plan.
Iran did warn Washington and Qatar before the attack. Trump called that strike very weak. He's now in the Netherlands for a NATO summit taking place in The Hague. NATO leaders will discuss the ceasefire between Iran and Israel and what role the U.S. and NATO should play in that process. In other news, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is investigating a Michigan healthcare provider for allegedly firing a medical worker who refused to take part in sex reassignment surgeries, citing religious beliefs. The Office for Civil Rights says the probe falls under the federal conscience protection laws known as the Church Amendments. This marks the third recent federal investigation into claims of religious discrimination in healthcare. HHS officials say medical professionals should be able to uphold both their professional duties and their faith. The complaint does not name the healthcare provider group. The Supreme Court is allowing the Trump administration to deport convicted criminals to so-called third countries, even if they have no connection to that nation. It puts on hold a federal judge's ruling that said those being deported should have a chance to bring claims that they would be at risk of persecution or death if sent to those countries. Justices Elena Kagan, Sonia Sotomayor, and Ketanji Brown Jackson all dissented. And the U.S. abortion rate is on the rise. According to data from the Society for Family Planning, in 2024, abortions totaled 1.14 million, despite years of bans and restrictions on the practice. The report found abortions delivered via telehealth have also jumped significantly since Roe v. Wade was overturned, but the majority of abortions still happen in person. Abortions delivered via telehealth are covered by SHIELD laws, which provide legal protections to clinicians who offer abortion to patients in states with restrictions. I'm Matthew Handley. Now back to Morning Offering.